Hello guys, welcome to another Dev Coffee Talk. So today's Coffee Talk, I wanted to talk about a specific topic which has been rounding and rounding in my mind, and it's about AI and generative AI. So ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot, Cloud, and all these AI, fancy AI tools, which people believe will replace developers. So here's my opinion. I strongly believe that they won't. At least so far, they are not. They are not capable of doing what a professional developer can do. So the way they work is actually pretty curious, and I encourage you guys to actually know what's behind the scenes. So how all these fancy AI tools like ChatGPT actually work and are able to generate code, right? Because this is pretty much interesting. So there are like two main components. On the one hand, we have the language engine. So these AI agents, these AI models are like very big models, right? So very big entities which have been pre-trained with tons and tons of code and like human language, right? So they have been fed with a lot of text, right? Like blogs and like HTML pages and PDF documents and code, right? So that they are now able to understand how human language works, right? So they can like predict which words are most likely to follow a sequence of given words. So that's on the one hand, we have that language component. Now on the other hand, what we have is like vector databases. So someone has created a way to like represent words as vectors, right? Like a sequence of numbers, and that has given these models the ability to like compare words and to know how similar two words are based on those vector comparisons, right? So they basically pretty much compare but vectors like numerical representations of words and phrases. So by putting those all together, we basically have AI models like ChatGPT and GitHub's Copilot and Cursor and all those fancy tools. They are able to generate code because they understand how to generate code, how to talk the human language, right? Because they understand the sequence of patterns that make up a phrase, a paragraph, or anything that is text, right? And they understand they understand how to look for a proper answer to your prompts because they have a very huge vector database, so that they can basically like look up similar things in order to answer your question and your prompts. So that is how they work. They are nothing but statistical models. So there is no rational thing, right? So they're incapable of like thinking, right? So they cannot think, they cannot relate concepts, ideas, and definitely they are not creative at all, which is where we kick in, right? As developers, that is where we come into the game. So we have all the context knowledge from the applications that we are working on, the programs, the software components that we are building. We have all the context. We know how the business that we are supporting works. We know how what are all the pitfalls coming from our business processes, business domain. We know how the application works and what are the best and the worst parts of our application, what are the things that need the most attention, and what are the things that are the least priority. So all that knowledge, we know which solutions can be can benefit our applications and which solutions will definitely damage our application. So all that criteria, all that knowledge is where developers come into the game. All of that comes from developers. And that is something that definitely AI is not able to do, right? It's incapable of doing. So because all of that involves like a huge thinking process, right? So we are able to gain from our experiences, from practical experiences, and we can come up with more creative solutions. We can we can find what are things that work the best and what are things that don't, because we have a good understanding on the business process and the business model and the application overall architecture and everything like that, right? So that is why I think that AI models are unable to replace us as developers. Now, if the only thing that you do as a software engineer, as a software professional, can be replaced by an AI, then you are mostly replaceable. You can be replaced by AI. So make yourself valuable, add value, right? So think on the process, get involved in like important decisions regarding the business process and regarding the application, architectural decisions. Learn about the architectural, learn about how to add value to your organization as a software developer, and that way you will be making yourself irreplaceable. So you cannot be replaced by an AI, right? So that is where you should aim to, right? So learning how to build high quality software as well, that is something that can be that can add a huge value, right, to whichever company you join. So learning how to create high quality software, because this is a funny fact, but working with things like GitHub Copilot, or those sorts of AI tools that will write a lot of code based on a prompt that you give them. These AI tools basically they were fed with tons of lines of code, right? And 80% of the code that is online, it's like messy code. So the code that they will generate is very likely to be messy as well, because this were trained with messy code. So that is where your critical thought and your criteria as a software engineer should come into the game, should kick in, right? So you should make decisions, you should craft better code, higher quality code, right? You might use something like design patterns to improve what the AI has given to you. So that is my opinion, and this is my honest thoughts on the generative AIs for writing code and writing applications and everything like that. So hope this was useful for you guys, and see you in another Dev Coffee Talk. Take care. Bye.